Saw a story online that caught our attention. So a church leader revealed how he forgave his wife after he cheated on her. And this man cheated on her. He now said that he and his wife later reconciled. But he turned around to say that the wife forgave him because of her willingness to accept the sin of withholding, which she, the wife, had committed. So in other words, she had no choice but to forgive his mistake. What do you think? So in a normal Nigerian English, she says that it is her fault for withholding from her husband, and that's why that's why he cheated on her. So because of that, I forgive you, and I know it's my fault. And this was important because the conversation around withholding on both sides. It's easier to say women are withholding, but sometimes men withhold for different reasons. So let's discuss the issue of withholding from partners and what causes it, and how do you think, what kind of conversations can we have to resolve these issues concerning withholding from your spouse? You can call us 0810-270-53687, 090-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Withholding. Some women withhold when they are pregnant. Some women withhold because they are maybe approaching menopause and men don't understand it. There are different reasons for withholding.
I think another question is how long is defined as withholding? How long, is it willful withholding or unconscious withholding? So there are different types of withholding.
Because you unconsciously withhold.
Because yes, if you are pregnant, that's not willful. Pregnancy can mean that you are not allowed to, for this duration, if you want to preserve the child. And I've said it on this show. Because the man, maybe he's watching this show, was toasting me as a single girl that his wife is beating him while his wife was pregnant. So how long is withholding? If there is a situation that there's no justification for that one, so we can thank that one, then there's the category of withholding because you're really busy. And really, it's not a conscious busy, you're just busy. There is work, your brain is full, momming,
in-laws,
business, in-laws, everything. You are legitimately, you land on the bed and they dare not touch you. It's beating, like pass close as you are coming close like mosquito. That's how I'll be hitting your hand away because I've been busy. So you might end up seeing your wife doing withholding. Maybe the conversation should be around, should I get you a maid or should we get 3 maids so that you will have time that you will not be withholding. So it's let me...
Nima, maybe still want to come to jump in.
Yes, let me pause.
This issue of withholding.
Yes, so there are several reasons, like Tokwe rightly mentioned, that can make somebody withhold unconsciously or consciously. I think the first thing is to have a proper conversation to understand what exactly is going on with the woman. You know, from personal experience, I remember the first time I had my first baby, right? And my body just changed from the normal way it used to be. And Oga was like, this is not you, what's going on? It took us to see some elders who counseled us. And then he understood that my body was changing and he needed to be a bit more patient, right? So different scenarios. And this doing issue can fluctuate. We are not static human beings. As women, we are very hormonal. Our hormones change from time to time. So it takes you, the man, to understand and then follow up and ask the right questions. What exactly is going on? That's on one part. On the other hand, too, some of us, because we are women and we understand that we are hormonal and we understand that we are busy, we tend to trivialize the needs of the man to have this thing done regularly. We just feel, I beg, is that all you think about? Now food? You know, we ask those very funny questions because we don't understand how it is for the man. So you too, as a wife who is dedicated to making her marriage work, must also pay attention to yourself. And I know that after a while, you know, see finish has a way of entering the relationship. Now, when you got in initially, you were all looking fly in the house, you would dress well. But after 1, 2, 3 children, you are telling yourself, what am I looking for? I already have his name. what else? And then you leave yourself anyhow, and you're not even interested in, doing things for him. You just feel, isn't it Papa Kosi? Please, let us just do our work and make our money. Yes, and just make our money. But you must be intentional about keeping that fire burning. It's intentional and it is work. I took somebody on a coaching on this particular issue because she was complaining that she no longer feels her husband. They've been married for a few years, and she just says anytime the husband touches her, she's not in the mood. I say, auntie, you cannot, marriage is early. You have a long way to go. So we had to start reprogramming her mind. I took her back to her subconscious. You will have to do a lot of work on yourself. In peradventure, you've falling out of your libido, you are no longer interested in your husband, you are falling out of love is also part of it, your finish is part of it, you are busy is part of it, all those things. You have to go through reprogramming your subconscious mind because you have a role to play in that home. And you cannot withhold for 6 months, 1 year, and you expect this man to be looking at you and be understanding. That is wickedness.
Okay, let me let Nima jump into the story. I know the ladies have talked about the issue of withholding. I'd like you to touch on the story a bit because why should a woman be taking responsibility for a man's
inability
behavior?
to control himself?
Inside my mind. Why are you inside my mind?
Because
Because men withhold too.
exactly.
Would it be okay if a woman just steps aside, help herself, and the man will be made to
Men
phone a friend?
withhold. Do men
Phone a
Yeah,
friend.
withhold though.
Eh?
Hear about it.
Never hear,
Hey.
never see.
The place where we are from, they do.
Wow.
Yes, so I was once having this conversation on not being sexually motivated in my marriage with my husband, and he was wondering, I said, because my foreplay starts from the phone call, and we've not been talking. From the door, you cannot be squeezing face and enter house.
And then come and touch.
No, there
Why?
will be nothing. It has to be a loving mood for us to have anything. I don't like, wow, you're beginning to read all these books. I said, God, no. Go back to how it was in the marriage when everything was easy. And so he thought about it and we started working on it again. Men, he can come and say he had a bad day. No matter what, no. And he will say, please, I want to sleep in the kids' room.
Are you serious?
Yes. And he will be sleeping. And a lot of us will sleep, will wake up. And yes, I have long bed rest. When I'm pregnant, I can have sex till I give birth. And even until I heal. So those kind of stretches have happened in our marriage. Is it okay if it happens now that me too, I step aside? Me, I know nobody knows.
There's some men that once you get pregnant, they won't touch you. The moment you get
My
pregnant,
own
they won't-
medically
It
can't
depends on the
touch
kind
you.
of...
Yeah,
Can't.
medically, yes.
It's different from...
The moment it is announced that, except maybe for my
Pregnancy.
first pregnancy when we had it easy, subsequent ones, when they show us like this, there's positive.
Nothing is
Everything
happening.
goes.
Hang.
No matter what we were preparing that money. Yes.
Close shop.
Close shop. See when doctor says she don't born. So how do you do that? And if the man is the one who thinks is dealing with so
So
much,
it's more about responsibility rather than withholding.
yes.
Yes, in this
In
case,
this case,
but
this
it's
is
about
an entitled
responsibility.
person.
Thank you.
This woman did not really withhold as such because
don't know.
I don't want to know how except he should be revealing the details.
You don't know.
Question that she will step aside. He didn't address her reason for
Yeah.
not withholding. So hormonally, when women are aging, they either have their libido drop or they have it increase. I've only seen one that increased. Most that I have seen growing up, when they're in their 50s and 40s, late 40s, it drops. They don't just want to do. They don't want to be bothered. So how do they then do when they don't want to be bothered?
Libido drops.
Yes,
They drop.
Hormonal.
Have you seen, you know they for this world?
You're
You're a bubble.
As in, when I am pregnant like this, God of mercy, is every day I want to
Hey,
connect.
blood.
Like, he is excited when I'm pregnant.
Libido drops.
And there's some women
Yeah.
that are
Hey,
like that. But
blood of
after I
Jesus,
give
oh,
birth,
Father in heaven.
because I need to stay away for a while, I like to heal properly, of course. And there's a way I manage him at that time. I do extra things to help him just ease. We need to learn those skills. Don't leave him because...
we will open a
I'm not-
chapter for this.
Honestly, I'm not supposed to.
Doesn't it affect the
You should
baby
understand.
until
No,
doesn't
it's
affect
not
the
No,
baby?
it
affecting the
doesn't
baby.
at all.
I don't born
For
3 now.
healthy
My babies are
pregnancies.
healthy and everything. And there's even...
We collect before.
Ah, blood of Jesus. Hey,
We-
Nimo Ebe.
Yeah. So I think let me just say this.
Today's Friday.
It's too close to Sunday for us to be talking this kind of thing. But I'll just say this, that there are people who withhold and are frustrating their partners in the marriage.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we
And there are
address
several, and many men have cheated, not because they want to, But because I've had conversation with a man that said, she's an amazing mother. As a wife, she's supportive. In the other room is 0. So I have found people to help me on that journey. I'm not forming this one. No. I know someone. We had the conversation over and over again. He said that the next option is going to consider marrying second wife, but he's a Christian. He's complaining about the church. He said the woman might not even mind that. The woman, they've discussed it because she already said that this is not my department. I will just try for you, but it's not my department. So he has looked at, he weighed the option of his life and said, I will manage you everywhere else but this one.
Remember
and I will help myself
the conversation?
outside. I did not like it.
Remember the conversation we had yesterday about powerful women, the modern woman. These are the kind of conversations the modern woman will have. Because this one I can't do. This is one I can do. Can we now find a situation where it's not immoral, but we can adults having a conversation? So it's good that we're talking about this, because these are some of the options some families might begin to opt.
When we did the anti-something story that came from that Ibadan radio about how she had 4 children, somebody said she was helping to cover her husband's secret. I said, who gave you that permission? Why didn't you have the conversation? When in a couple that's 2-party relationship that is sincere, one person has a deficiency. Because I see low libido as a psychological thing. All of us would have experienced it one time or the other, and it will happen because you're human. It happens per time. If your spouse is serious about you and you are withholding, the reason for the withholding should be in this story now.
Yeah.
If you are withholding, like Tokwe said, because you're a corporate, you are busy making money, the conversation can be hard. You can spice up here and there. That's why there are coaches like BC who could have been a sales coach, but she chose to be the waker. That's why people could create businesses on this, because it was a problem. But if you say that you withhold, it's now you have led me. You didn't seek other options to solve it.
Yeah.
You took the one that will sweet you. Want to chop egusi and ogbono at the time.
Well, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.